Saturday morning. Oh, Big Sherman here, she's got 59.9 hours on him, excuse me. So I'm just want to tell you what's broke, what I had to repair, and how she's done for 59 hours. Now, what I'm about to show you does not deal with the engineers over at Bandit. I saw this at the tree show. We discussed it with them and some other people, different companies. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but here's the deal. All the manufacturers are doing things like this because COVID cost a lot of reality checks for companies to where steel went up, the price of pumps went up, labor, just guys to come into work, the price to get them up came up. Taxes have come up. So, you know, they're bringing what's called the bean counters. You know, the efficiency experts that try to cut corners here and there and see how they could save or whatever. But you know what? I called the engineering guy over at Bandit, discussed with him this little deal. He made a note of it, passes it on up. So hey, if you have a problem with a machine, you know, don't do it nasty or whatever. If you find something that can be improved, suggest it to a company, because the engineers, they're good guys. They've been really good with me. And it's above their heads. So the people above need to be aware. Your name brand's on something. And you know what? Now, if somebody's going to jump in and say, well, you know, Bandit, but Bandit's a good machine, all right? My brother ran a Vermeer maybe 2 months ago, had quality controls right from the factory, had bent throttle linkage, brand new machine. My brother's very good at inspecting stuff, and he found stuff after it was supposed to be inspected at the dealership that was wrong. And then after he took it out to use it, he found other deficiencies. So, you know, it's like cars. You know, you can't say Chevy's better than Ford's better than, you know, Chrysler or whatever. They all have their little idiosyncrasies or failures. So let me show you what went wrong and a repair, okay? Now, I've got an older 2550. I stole some parts off of Big Booty Judy because I'm going to show you what went wrong, or actually how they tried to save some money, and it's a failure, right? And I'm going to show you how to improve it. Okay, let's switch this around. Hold on. All right, here's old Sherman. Here's the original deal. The skirt. These are not big things I'm talking about. All right, the skirts are held on with thin washers. I mean, these are the thinnest, cheapest washers. You know, I think they come from the friggin' dollar store. I'm being honest. All right, so there. And now this is not their fault of what happened. Okay. If you own one of these machines, or you're getting a 2550, and different manufacturers too. All right, if you go over a curb, which I didn't teach my son this, it's my fault too, and you're going cutter wheel first, you got to be aware of a problem, okay? What will happen is, this machine's four-wheel drive. When you're going over the curb will pull the rubber right here, see? And it will get into the four-wheel tire, and it'll pinch them. Something's got to give, so it'll tear this, right? Now, if you've got these cheap little washers on here, all there is a cut in this rubber. It'll pull it right through. So this happened on a job site. Now, Big Booty Judy over there, originally when he came from the factory, they have 1/8 inch bar stock with holes drilled, and so you have an area, a larger area than one washer gives you to keep. It's a big clamp to keep it from ripping, and they rip out over time or whatever. You know, they get fail. Everything fails. This rubber shielding wears out. But having these washers is a no-no. So we stole one of them off of Big Booty Judy there, and we stole one, and this whole bar stock here. So apparently the new machines are just using washers. They tried to save money by cutting out and not use these bars anymore. You can make your own rather than ordering them. It's just 1/8 inch flat bar stock. You can make them out of aluminum too. Go to your, but I would use a steel, honestly. You crank down on them. And the problem is, let me tell you, let's go back over here because you need to know this. These washers they're using are so thin that if you crank down on them, they'll mushroom and they'll actually pull out, and you'll really tear out even more, you know. So let's go to another problem. And a repair. So this is their new deal, which I really like it. It's a swing out. You can take it, pull the pin, take this off, but this swings out. Let me pull it out here. There, hold on. Everything's so cold right now. It swings out like this and drops in the pinhole there, and it protects you. You know, you don't get all dirty. Put it back down. There, she's back in. Now, what went wrong with this? They use those same little old washers there. These little washers, what was on here, smaller than the ones on the bottom. And this dragging, when you're driving, you go over some big chip piles, or going through a fence, might, you know, grab it for a second. Things happen. Bing, 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 bing. They all popped out. Didn't rip, just popped out. So, since I was changing these, I took the washers from the factory. These are the little ones they had. Took those bigger ones, put them underneath it, and it spread it out more. I will cut and make some bar stock for that too. You know, that was a field fix that I did real quick when I did that. All right, as far as anything else, nothing else has gone wrong with this machine except for one failure from the factory. They run a computer in these. There's a computer, like a car computer, and there's a plastic harness covers right here. Somebody from the factory didn't make the last click on here, and so I was coming home, I looked down, saw it there, picked it up, cleaned it, put it back on properly, clicked it off. That's just something that happened in the factory. All right. Oh yes. We got another failure. The wheel holding up fantastic. I broke one more tooth the other day. I changed it already, so I can't tell you. In a rocky environment. Yeah. Only thing else that failed, and my brother helped me last Sunday. It sprung a leak here, behind here, and I was like, But one thing Bandit did that's a positive, okay? See, things improve. You know, you'll say, oh, everything got bad. No, things do improve. What they did do, compared to Big Booty Judy over there, they cut out the axis in the back here that's bigger, so I can take out these bolts that secure the aluminum block for hydraulics. I was able to move the block out with everything still connected. And it was one of these right here, all right? It's the cleanouts for the hydraulic system. What had happened is I started looking down here, seeing hydraulic oil dripping down here, and then, you know, it would come down, run here. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And that used to be common with Big Booty Judy, all right? So, these are metric O-rings, all right? I was putting the standard in on Sunday, scratching my head. I had metrics too. And I said, which one is it? Is it standard? Everything, all the fittings are all standard. It should be standard. My brother and I were in a big debate. I called Bandit. A wonderful engineer there named Elliot says, no, Adam, they're metric. And when you pull one of these out, there'll be an O-ring around it, all right? And you go to your package that you get, a kit of, that you can get yourself, and you're looking through the size. Try the next size smaller than the O-ring you pulled out, because the O-ring that was in there, it's already been compressed and expanded, all right? And it was a simple, not even a nickel expense to repair it, all right? So don't panic. You see a little leak or something, it's most likely coming from one of these little O-rings. And then check your lines, make sure they're tight, you know? Don't be a gorilla on them. They don't need to be gorilla tight, all right? Otherwise than that, she should be clean today. We wash it every Saturday. It's colder than you know what this morning. Geez, yesterday was like 69. My ears are freezing this morning. Anyway, so that's it on what's broke on it. A 5-cent O-ring, nickel and diming on some washers. So make some flat stock, or if you're not handy and can't make it, call them, order it off the older models. All the holes are drilled exactly the same, and put them on. All right, I mean, that's if you want to spend that. But if you want to be in this business, or any business to where you got machinery and stuff, you need to start learning how to repair stuff. So anytime I'm taking a bolt or changing something, I now physically put it in my son's hand. Oh, another thing too, I'm going to make some bar stock for these. All right, because it used a small washer, and the same thing happened here. It caught here in a big mud pile. It started ripping it, so I put another washer on it. But I'll make some bar stock for it. All right. That's just preventative maintenance. And you know, companies are trying to save money here and there. Doesn't matter what company or what machine, it's happening. All right. So to the bean counters, I give you a big bird. To the engineers at Bandit for talking to me and expressing and saying they know it and they passed it on, I give you guys a thumbs up, because now there is an email to the higher ups about the quality control of that. All right. It has been, let's just say, noted. Anyway, let me turn this around because I want to tell you about something else. All right, so you're looking at my ugly face. I'm wearing Fred's hat, by the way. Thanks, Fred. It's warm today. By any chance, I'm going to make this real quick. Something happened on the news that you need to be aware of and be watching. This is for you guys, us guys in the United States. Some of you guys over in different countries, overseas, you already have it. They're trying to push to a 32-hour work week for people. Now, I'm not going to get in a debate about this, but what I am going to tell you about is this. They push you to a 32-hour work week because they say people need more time off, more time with life, whatever. Hey, whatever floats your boat. But let's say if you find yourself in that situation, this is the time to have your side hustle. I don't care if you're a carpenter or whatever. You know, whatever you want to do in life, this is the perfect time for the guys that want to hustle and that want to work harder. All right? So if the company only wants you to work 32 hours a week, it's fine. I'm going to give you an example. Back when I used to be on the fire department, there was a city crunch here when the economy hit, I think, I'm not sure, 2010 or whatever. So they started not on fire department or police department, but other workers like the plumbers for the city, electricians for the city, everybody. They would give them furlough day. All right, so they only worked 4 days a week instead of 5. Which the plumbers and electricians, I knew them. They loved it, because what they were doing then is they were going out on their day that they chose to be off was Friday. They go out on Friday, half a day Saturday, make their entire week's pay, or those day and a half. So they said, this furlough thing's turned into the greatest thing in the world. All right, so this is what I'm telling you. If something happens with your job to where they cut your hours or whatever, it's a perfect time to have your side hustle, all right? Whatever it's in, all right? We'll talk more about different side hustles starting next year. This is not just a stump grinding page, okay? It's for mechanics, for side hustles, how to handle your money. This is how to become a blue-collar millionaire. All right, and you guys are getting out of the military or retiring with 20 years of service. A lot of you have written me. Go back to school. Go back to school for something you liked or always dreamed about doing. This is your second chance in life to do something. If you're disabled from the military, you know what? I don't want to say the word big deal. I'm going to say use it. It is a big deal. Use it. No matter what. Adapt and overcome. You can do this, all right? Anyway, enough with this. God bless you.